hakikisha tuko tayari.
Digane ione live.
Takata majina wasema kweli.
Kweli.
Piga luku pamba. Akapela leo ni kumoja. Mwanzi hadi wa mada. Ebu cheki vile.
Ebu cheki vile wanakata vile.
Nimechill, nimeshikalika. Inaswag na kadhalika. Na my glow tunaburudika. Cheki vile.
Giradi siadira tokonywa na makopo. Biradi siakinya tokonywa njohi na mbirika. Tunywe na makopo. Tunywe na makopo. Giradi siadira tokonywa njohi na mbirika. Gombacha okaroa. Shout out to Okaroa. With Yaba, the king of Rumba King, etagwo Yaba. Buchagachi menaroa. Shadira tokonywa ginya na birika. Gira. Okaroa. Tochagachi. Kaina.
Nimechill, nimeshikalika.
Na kadhalika.
Na my glow tunaburudika.
Giradi siadira tokonywa. Giradi siadira tokonywa njohi na mbirika. Tunywe na makopo. Tunywe na giradi siadira tokonywa ginya na mbirika. Ocio etagwo Yaba. Etagwo Yaba. Ainaga nyimbo cietagwo Rumba King. Aina Rumba King ni Yaba. Mr. Yaba. Eta Mr. Loverman. Ainaga karihoro wa kishashamani. Nauliza mko wapi? Nauliza mko wapi? Idhaa sasa imefika. Idhaa kia live gikinyira ni ndiramenya ninguriganirwo ninguthiaga live. I scheduled a live. I totally forgot. Rĩu wikarĩte handũ ũguo njikarĩte ũguo njiguage anga ndira download. Bogo stiroka. Kupigwa goro koro nego schedule. I had scheduled a live and then I got carried away. You know, tugaga in different locations, each one. We get a Twitter, again the South African brothers on the other side. You know what I'm saying? So, they go I had scheduled the lives. What a beautiful space. With my other South African people. You know what I'm saying? So, they go to in a live. Now, on that how live house or Kahari or Dokage. One of the brothers maitoa oneramutigire inheritance, lots of money, you know. So in a month's time he's taking over the estate. Turari uhoro wa kindu gitagwo gutigirwo indo gana inheritance, gana being an heir. So aragitigirwo mavesa maingĩ we, you know what I'm saying? Todo no akigwa nyina ru the late mother amutigire indo ciothe. Riu tukwaragia ga story kau twakiaria uhoro wa life after death. Damura now, that's an ancestor you can call upon. That's an ancestor. Ciana ciaku in a future life, they can say our ancestors were great for me. Why? Tondu ginya ithenia tigiro ma millions ni nyina. So their ancestors, aka their spiritual predecessors that were here before them, ni andu mangi maguna. So that's an ancestor ogeitera rohia, not a drunk ancestor. Atiru ni atuikire ancestor, a spiritual predecessor that were there before you, a weak one, aka thaisi ni ati we kundu ngithie gucera, thaisi umagare uthie gucera na heho no ikuo ndugakora muthuri ucio mucie, no athire gwitwo kamung'etho. Thaisi ni we kundu ngithie gucera ndugakora matumia ucio mucie, no athire gwitwo kiama. Gutire ndi wakora mutumia ucio mutwe mucie ni athire nguruvu. Okay? Ati gwe kundu thaisi ungicera ndungikora andu othe makoragwo meka mwembe, andu othe mekego, andu othe ni makundire. So are those the ancestors? Because those are the people who are there. Those are the footprints in the sand. Icio ni cio ngomirio ne ndogeta rucio ciguteithie. Cigaguteithia atia? They were lost. in alcohol, aka already manyua njohi, matiwe Mũgĩkũyũ anyua njohi anyotoke, manyua makarĩo to nginya matiwe magongona ma njohi, koguo na matiarĩ arangĩri. Acio nĩ oruga atĩ nĩ ancestor letter. No acio nĩ ũhukũro ũmaumagarie hukũro mumanwo. Mumano hatirĩ ndĩrĩa ũngĩ ũrameta akĩ magũteithie nakĩ. You can only call on those ancestors. Nĩkĩo rĩrĩa ũreta ngomi cianyu, ũgeta the right ngomis, ngomi cingĩgũteithia ongorwo nĩ wenda ci come through. Koguo no nginya kwamba kũrora kwanyu, angĩkorwo kwanyu nĩ poverty, trials and tribulation, mũtũrĩte mũhoretwo, nĩ mũhorerie mbara icio, no icio ngomi citingĩgũteithia hĩndĩ ĩngĩ. No mũhorerie mbara icio, mĩgambo ĩyo, icio hukũro icio, mĩruru ĩyo, mũtherie na mũtigane nao. You forget about them. You become now the true spiritual predecessors or the real ancestors for your children, aka you don't repeat those bloody generational curses na gutiga migambo yao na irumi cia wana na gutinda okuite maundu no ritu ugacokera gwe ciana ciaku gacikoma. So now your generation, the fruit of your labors, your fruits, the ones that are hanging, your balls, the fruit of your labors, okay? Now when you give birth, you are repeating the same things. We nduonekaga muciĩ, we ndukinyaga muciĩ, we ciana ndũiguana nacio, na ndwaragia nacio, ndũceraga nacio, citiũĩ kũrĩa umaga, citiũĩ kũrĩa ũrutaga wĩra, citiũĩ cingĩkũruta kũ, citiũĩ mũrata waku no, hatirĩ ũndũ waku ciũĩ. Awa ũndiganĩirie nĩkĩ? Nĩguo Jesu oririe Ngai, amũtiganĩirie nĩkĩ akĩambwo nĩ andũ. Rĩu na inyuĩ mũtuĩkĩte a gũtiganĩria ciana cianyu. You are never there for your children. You are repeating the same mistakes that your parents did on you. So you are repeating the same generational curses. Musoke mwicirie mu Africa ni akweruta ndakwire the black man is possessed by the white man's demons, and unless you spiritually get exorcised out of your lost ways and lostness, gutiri hindi tugateithika. No mwite ngomi ngiri 10 tutingiuma haria turi, no mwite Jesu ngiri 20 tutingiuma haria turi. Whatever you are calling on the wrong things. They are all dead energies, aka those are all wrong starting points. They are all weaknesses. Na sisi ndio tuko, nĩguo twĩkuo, rĩu ndimenya mwendaga ũmarangĩre, mwenda mũheo kĩrĩra. So is it a collection of the blind leading the blind? So mũkinyĩte handũ nginya mũgetĩkĩra tũgũteo. Ithuĩ no tũre, ona kũrĩa ndini tũtiramenyaga, gũtirĩ tũmenyaga ithuĩ tũrĩ akũrũmĩrĩra. Koguo na tuoka gũkũ ũndũire-inĩ no kũrũmĩrĩra. Aikorwo kuria kanitha ni kurumira urarumagirira ni ona gutirathi wega ri no ka nduire-ini wanjia kurumira ni ona ndwarie. Speak up. At least now you are speaking up as an individual, true spirit. You are speaking up as an individual. Magongona matiekagwo guo ya maitho maitũ no gutiramakania gani guo maitho maitũ mekaga matiekaga ũguo niki tondu ni tui what they are pointing at. We can see now because what we have done, we are back where we were 2000 years ago, but we are back there with a bigger mind, aka the age of Pisces is gone. But for that shift to happen, that 2000 year shift to happen, it means we are in the same place as a humanity but with bigger brains, having evolved more, having moved from the caveman, the mountain, whatever, mother people cars, not be able to make cars and all that. I'm not saying even making cars and houses is an achievement. It's still lostness all the way to the pyramids. But still, we are back where we are, but with a bigger mind, more aware. So we should be more aware, but of less bullshit. It's not an age to be bullshitted around. You know, age ya uko bullshit, mudu wako rate higa maitho kuhoera. You deserve to be conned. Dina mai, fuck. Digiajia video no itai na mai. Agari na mai booty. Amudaka dogi aga mai booty. Okay, aga mai booty. I'll be shocked. You look the other way. Don't look at my ass when I'm going to get water. You look the other way. Don't look at my ass. Power of the G. I'll be looking at my ass. Don't be looking at my ass when I'm getting my water. Jega mudhakaina meire tuona ass on the camera. I have a big ass because I can squat with weight. You know what I'm saying? Itago gluteus maximus. Umwetaga itina maso itago gluteus maximus. Na haa mwene nini hako na hips itago gluteus medius. Wabathaka wathinginya anatomy eni ino it adducts the leg to the outside. Ino ya bere glutes medius a maximus ni ka kido twitago adduct, closing, lifting your hips na maundu magita mau, all the way to strengthening your abs. Awenu kumenya some exercises. When you sit too much, what happens is that your stomach, the muscles become tense. Okay, so when the muscles become tense, aka tight, they pull your gluteus maximus, so you have an imbalance in the back, and that is why your back hurts. Tondu hanata modo watida sit up, yani wikarite ari hanata modo tidae ka sit up, so muscles siada siga contract, siga contract siga kugusia mugogo, so you need to do more back exercises to lift yourself back so that you are not bent over. Na maundu magita mau, shout out to my anatomy classes. Waje ga muthaka no, ga muthaka is a true spirit. When you are a true spirit, you know everything. You know how everything works. Abe good to my educate the hanini. Enough. Now, twakirekia kwaria damura, you are so lucky. Twakiari horo life after death. Now, when we were talking about life after death, I was like, wait. Ajuri, what do you mean? Damura, you know, your mother is going to incarnate, okay, into a frequency or a timeline based on her mentality, based on her mental state, based on what was on her mind, aka, was bullshit on her mind? No. We know she didn't have bullshit on her mind, because for you to be expansive to the point you have an estate that costs millions means you are more aware of many ways to attract that money or to attract that energy. So you are a spirit that can harness energy. So you are a bigger spirit. Now, depending on the state of mind you are in when you passed on, that determines where you are going to go. Are you going to go to your heavens, aka not a real heaven, but are you going to be birthed into a higher state than where you are before you died? So you are born, and what you do, you, hypothetically speaking, you are born into a state whereby you have done what you call shedding. So you have shed a lot of the things that were on your mind, but you shed them in a lighter way, in a denser way. So now you are in a heaven, aka all dogs go to heaven. Now it's time to start sharing the video. Before I start with the all dogs go to heaven, you better be sharing the video. Okay? Sometimes you forget to share the video. I don't even see what's the shame of you sharing my video. If you are ashamed of watching my video and you cannot share it, then you shouldn't be watching me. Otherwise, there's no need of you watching me in the background. You are a silent follower and you are not sharing. That means you are ashamed of watching me. So don't watch me if you're not going to share. Now, so all dogs go to heaven. What do I mean? All dogs go to heaven. Okay, let me give you real. Okay, and I'm not even supposed to use the word real, but I'm gonna use it for now. Let me give you real occult ways on how you're supposed to look at life. Let's say when a gui no yakure ekoma ginyorere ometaga puduga na gapodoga na ka Japanese pizza, whatever you wanna call it. Gui no yaku no gode komagorere ni omiakire kanyumba, so ne gui aware of a shelter kanyumba. Ni ugerete na Gong Road ukamigorera gitaro roke na cushion, what you call a dog bed. So that dog of viewers is aware of a bed. Whether it's a dog bed, it's still aware. That's an awareness on the dog's mind. So that dog is aware of a kennel, niko na kanyoba. That dog is aware of food bought from the supermarket, aka the feeds you buy your dogs, the bones, the pre-cooked salmon food, the pre-cooked bones and biscuits and shit. You are picking them from the supermarket. Your dog is aware of wedaba nedaba gya guyanya brana shampoo ikati deke nuga wega muno. So your dog is aware of being washed, shampoo being rinsed gamehura na tauro gamugira hawoguo yo magenago ge waterio dageri. So your dog is aware, as a mind, on the dog's mind, it's so much aware of the other dogs out in the street, umbwa koko ndere yahiũhĩrio maĩ, umbwa koko ndere yandiwomwo, umbwa koko ndere yagũrĩrwo irio cia nduka, umbwa koko ndere yarĩrwo, umbwa koko ndere yahurwo na tauro, umbwa koko ndere yaingĩra nyũmba no ĩkomire matuka-inĩ mapipa-inĩ. Okay, ĩyo nĩyo shete ĩrĩa yũĩ. No ngui yaku nĩũĩ nginya kũhingũra mũrango, nĩũmĩthondekithĩirie kamũrango atĩ yaringa ĩkaingĩra rumu ĩyo ĩngĩ. Ngui yaku nĩũmĩbundithĩtie kwĩhingũrĩra irio, he andũ ĩthiaga yakinya na kũgũra irio cigaitĩka, nginya hena kanyamũ karathima exactly 300 grams tũirio tũkagwo ĩkarĩa na ndĩngĩgũtha merĩ, ĩkarĩa ĩgathiĩ. Rĩrĩa rĩhũta yoka yakinya gakahingũka. So ngui yaku is aware of something that can dispense. Now, when that dog's Jesus is rising, aka when its life, its solar plexus, its fifth house, its awareness, when that awareness is leaving the dog where the seat of the spirit, when that spirit of the dog, the spirit of the animal, is leaving the body of the animal, aka when that Jesus is reigning, and all the witnesses of the dog, aka the afterthoughts of the dogs, the thoughts and feelings of the dog, the cells iria citigarago atĩ ngui no ĩkorwo nĩ ĩkuire ũrĩa ĩringagwo nĩ bara no hiũ tondũ thakame ndĩrakua, thakame ĩrĩ ona cells. So those are the 500 witnesses that witness when your Jesus is rising after 3 days of death, kĩrĩra kĩa mũthenya ũngĩ. So that mentality of the dog rĩrĩa yambata, and all the witnesses are watching, and it has created a mind. So that mind of the dog no yage nginya kũgerera nyamũ-inĩ ingĩ. Now, assuming you're having sex with someone, aka you're in that energy creation, when sex is only when two objects come together to create another. When you're in that energy of creating sex, okay, so that doesn't have to be necessarily physical or sexual, or you don't have to be between the beautiful thighs of a woman who's luscious and hanging and is wet in the right way for you, and you're getting ready, your Libra, the 7th house, you're getting hard and she's getting wet, her Scorpio, fixated water sign, and you're about to make a transformation happen. No, it doesn't even have to get there. Tono a male socket na female socket they have sex. So it can only maybe it's just a thought, but the thoughts you're having are very dog-like. So you're having dog-like thoughts. So what are dog-like thoughts? A dog-like thoughts can be you are being loyal to someone as a friend. We're never loyal. So you are feeling loyal. So this loyalty can be not just to a person, but maybe you are feeling loyal to something you agree to. It can be so. What is another dog thought you can have? Friendly. So maybe you're having friendly thoughts, and when you notice when something is friendly, it wags its tail. So maybe you are wagging your tail. So when you are wagging your tail, aka maybe you are talking. Maybe you are talking. Hey, walking like a twat it. Hey, walking like a twat it. Shout out to all the females who love twerking it, aka shaking their tail feather, aka shaking their tail all the way to the bone that is called the coccyx bone. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the thoracic is divided into 5 parts. Don't quote me. Now, so I'm gonna get back to the video. It's okay video. Hey, shout out to the tail feather, to all the women with their talking. Now, so when you understand life, when you know spirituality, when you become one of a kind, you even understand what area is being shaken when a woman is shaking her booty at you. You even understand, as above, so below, what natures she's entertaining, what house, astrologically speaking, that is, and what that means to your spirit. When you see a tail feather shaking, shake your tail feather, hey, whatever. Now, Tumaha. Okay, all dogs go to heaven. So those thoughts that you're having, if that spirit of the dog, now this is a dog that is aware of shelter, is aware of good food, is aware of with shampoo, is even aware of getting in a car. So now that dog, that spirit of that dog can now come into your mind, get into those minds of royalty or feeling good or being a brave as a god, when you're having dog thoughts, those are just thoughts. They are not your thoughts. Those are dog's thoughts. But since you catch thoughts and feelings, nikiora mundu tiga wika ta agui, because when you look at them, niona mundu cio areka mitugo ta agui, aka ni araria ciugo ciake. Ngui niyo itahikaga ikaria matahiko. Koguo mundu cio no akuria ciugo ciake, agukwite ukathi na asara, agutindie hau acoka akwa no anya nie kuria ukamwatiga wika wika ta ngui rimwe. Ndiru kujite ukathi na asara. So those ucio ni mundu araria ciugo ciake. So those kind of thoughts and feelings. So that spirit of the dog can jump into one of those thoughts and feelings that you have in your head and start experiencing that realm, that world. But remember, now, you jump into those thoughts today. Those thoughts are now playing out in your world. You as a man, other man for your sake, as a man, the things you are doing, the things, places and things you are doing. So now, this is a spirit that wants to come and experience that world, but it was a dog spirit. It was a spirit inside a body of a dog, a spaceship. So when you're having sex now, if again everything is rhyming to what on those minds of that dog, you can have a baby, and this baby, when they are born, okay, they have those characteristics. But now you have helped a spirit which was in a dog animal experience a human being. So the baby is born as a human being. No okoremwana nomo todo agerete through you as a man, the male thought, you had the thought first. Even if the woman had the feeling first, the thought also first as a lesser, because the woman will have had 60% feeling and 40% thought. But this thought can match that thought, and now a woman has those kind of thoughts of royalty and everything. When you have sex now, still it will be a normal baby because it has traveled through you as a thought. All that. There's a reason why they say the baby comes from your shins, your Sheol, your hell, the organs below the waist, all the way from Libra and Scorpio, the 8th house, everything going down there. Okay? The organs that can go underwater, below the waist, all the organs that can go below underwater, any organ that can go above the water, aka you can suffocate. No suffocate anything that comes from the waist down, the organs that can go under the water. So that is where your waters, your lights, your thoughts, which is light, condense. Okay, you add your air, intellect. Now you're sparking a fire, a masculine, and now the air, feminine, they combine. You're creating a water, a steam. Okay, fire and water, steam. That steam with the air can condense, become water, which can sink. Okay, and when it accumulates dust and dirty things and dirty thoughts and more colors, can become earth. So out of those natures, you can manifest something physical, from a sperm cell to connect it to another cell in the one dimension to create a duality, a separation, and now you have something that needs to detach from that, from one cell to joining an egg, becoming aware, having both sides, the masculine and the feminine. That is why you have one eye to all that drama, the yin and the yang, the left hemisphere, the right hemisphere, and now you are birthed into a physical thing, a three-dimensional, something that is aware of its surrounding, a baby. Now, so that is how all dogs go to heaven. So where the mind goes, the body goes. So when you die, so life after death is what you have always been doing through all the other lives. So when you are reading the Bible and it says you'll be born again, yes, you will be born again, aka you are going to come back again to life. Your spirit is going to jump into another form and continue what you are doing in other lifetimes. So you are aware of the things that you used to do in the other lives. So what I'm doing now is something that I have always done in other lives. It may have been looking different. In this life, it's talking to you, trying to show you, to light the way for you, trying to remind you, trying to show you another, trying to like wake you up and all that. In another lifetime, I was doing the same thing, but depending on the shape and form I was, it doesn't have to look like this. Get what I'm saying? So, how do you know that what you are doing is the same thing you have always been doing in other lives? Simple. It just translates to your likes and your dislikes. Kiria wedete na kiria utendete. That's it. That's all. Wamuthaka, what do you mean? Likes na dislikes. Koguo ingĩenda kũmenya kĩrĩa ndarĩ muoyo ũcio ũngĩ no ũmenye ndĩ muoyo-inĩ ũyũ. It's very easy. Njagĩrĩirwo nĩ gwĩka atĩa? Look at your likes and your dislikes. Hatirĩ reaction. Auranya gũkorwo nĩ handũ hangĩ rũhũ nĩho andũ mangĩhũrĩte he mũno, magĩkĩraga ngoro nyingĩ mũno. But I do understand this is too deep for some minds, but it's not too deep for, if you are watching me, this is for you. Ndũngĩũka kũnjĩrĩra ũrĩa ũtakinyĩte wa kĩrathi kĩu. So now, what is a dislike? A dislike represents different shapes and forms, aka mentalities and different shapes and thought forms, okay, of the similar energy that you could be experiencing now, but you have felt it before. What do I mean? So, hiki nĩ kĩndũ ũkoretwo ũkuĩte nawe. Onokorwo ndwarĩ na mwĩrĩ ũyũ, maybe you are not in this body and mind, but you have always carried this energy, this thought form. Okay? What do I mean? You can go to a place, taste something, and you don't like it. Uria kĩndũ kĩu nĩkĩ no acio mararĩa wega biũ, magĩkũra we kĩrĩ wako we nduda njega we you're like niĩ ndĩna ngenia nginya ndĩraigua gũtahĩka. Nĩkĩ? Because in your mind, in your mentality, in another body form or mind, you experience that thing, you experience that energy, and you didn't like it. So you have a memory that you have been carrying as a spirit of not liking that thing. So you already dislike that thing. But the people who are liking something means it's something they have never experienced before. For them, it may be sugar. But what is the representation of sugar? Mudosi only addicted to chocolate. So what is a chocolate? A chocolate goes with the fine things in life. A chocolate goes with love. A chocolate goes with Venus. A chocolate goes with appreciation. A chocolate goes with being gifted. So in another life, they have never experienced all those experiences. Nikyo, they are hooked on chocolate. So that which you love ends up destroying you. So that is how you know that you have always existed in all forms, by knowing about your likes and your dislikes. So the more spiritual you are, the more you're able to test your spirit. Now you know why you don't like something. You're like, you're already carrying that energy. So you're detaching from that. You have done all that, so you are detaching. So when you encounter in this life, you don't like it. For example, kwĩ andũ mathiaga ũkaigua mũndũ ũcio nĩ mũraha, nĩendete raha mũno, wetiga kuona raha, ona atĩrĩrĩ, kĩndũ kĩu ndarĩ akĩona rĩngĩ mũtũrĩre-inĩ wake wothe, in another life form, as an existence, as a mind or whatever, they have never seen that. So what is that they are seeing now? Look at it spiritually. They want to feel wanted. They want to feel like somebody. They want to have attention around them. You get what I'm saying? So everything is like that, but it's not that. So you understand. Mudo ina addiction ne. Addiction to you ina thina. Ne dare in that energy. So as a they are a spiritual baby. So that makes you aware that now and this is so easy. Do you know how easy it would be like to treat people? We go out in a psychiatric, psychiatric. Psyche. What is a psyche? Your psyche is your internal. At a psychiatrist. No adhomithetio ni Mason mabuku uria daramenya ko understand that energy. That energy is just telling you that this person has never experienced this. So all you have to do is create an atmosphere, whether it's at home, talk to the people, to make them experience those things in a different way, so that that which they love, drinking and mingling, doesn't end up killing them when they have an accident. And if you're that which you love ends up killing you, that's a dislike. Okay? Now, if you want to know, it was speculative energy. Okay? Now you're having a more, what you call a more spiritual awareness. Okay? So what that means is that if you want to get out of that trap now, then so you go to a new place, then you can understand it. Kaudo na nyuke de temu na jire tare ya kawaida re. For example, Jegamudaka, I love the jigo. So now as a spiritual, I'm spiritually aware to know, why do I love that? Okay? So I need to know how to balance that. So why do I love that? So what does that represent? Wabere and Ramanya, the house it represents, that's all Scorpio energy. Okay? The 8th house. So why do I love that? Because it's directly below me. As a Taurus, my direct opposing the Scorpio. So it's at my feet. It's down there. So it's an energy I'm supposed to learn. So I'm supposed to learn about how to be like a Scorpio. I'm supposed to learn how to be fixated in my feelings in one way, shape, or another. I'm supposed to have more feeling, meaning Jegamudakadari feelings. So if you are my queen and you think I'm falling in love with you, you're in trouble. So I am here to learn how to work with my Scorpio. Ukamenya jata yaku ya Scorpio yawe nukumenya nereko. Nigetha work out those elements. Onogoro mudo waku ti wa jata yore. Work on those elements. Nigetha we balance as above so below. So Jegamudakania nake nione jigo. So Jegamudakania menya, oh, jigo is all about the Scorpio. That house. I should be getting in touch with my feelings more. Nigetha ria dathi Twitter gatiga uti dera do fact Jesus nake maka okakoje do na mera o no rogia kemera na dhani gamwai. My moon is in Leo, me I don't care. After so gadirika now I'm supposed to be I'm supposed to try to be more feeling. But then again I don't have to be, because again that can also end up becoming something I have to heal in another life. You have to be clever, you have to balance these things. So you use everything. So I use that and I detach. I use that and I detach. I use that and I detach. So I'm always lighter. Hypothetically, when you are spiritually inclined, now you are able to know that these are ghost forms that you create, aka, hypothetically speaking, that if you got the right speculative energy and direction in that place, okay, you can turn that energy that you have to something similar that you can see in this life. So your dislikes is something that you did and you are done with. So you are supposed to be shedding from your dislikes. Now, and that is how you become spiritually initiated. That is now how you know that you're spiritually big and you're on the right side. And that is how you become born or birthed as a species, someone who's initiated. As a species, all dogs go to heaven. Where, as a species, now you are initiated into a higher mind that understands the real life after death. That is not a house, a place with gold that you want to go. Now you are born as a species, like the dog going to heaven. You are born into a mind of an archangel, a mind of a god, a mind of a demon above you, a mind of a, but then it has to be a spirit that works with you, resonates with you. If you are fucked up, you are going to be birthed into a demon that is bigger spiritually, but fucked up demon. If you are on the right side, aka of detaching, and you know you're supposed to use everything in life and not get attached to that, so you are going to be birthed into a being or an entity that is higher than this mind that can contain your brain, but that is on that what you have always been doing in other lives, aka charting your own path, aka being one of a kind, aka being all possibilities, aka being like God, aka helping God create. And if your Bible you let us make man like one of us, plural, many gods. And how do you know there are many gods? Because there will be no title, or there will be no energy of what you call a duality. If there was one God, then God would be lifting his right arm like the right. But since robots, that means there are many different thought forms, many different gods, many different deities. Shout out to Meherega Yothe Keda Moyoru, if you know what that means. Shout out to the 12 tribes of Judah, 3 tribes of Judah. Shout out to what you call the 3 wise men. Shout out to what you call the 3 retro birds. Shout out to all the people who say, Kanyoni karada heire ohoro. Now, ekegire nyabura, urete nyabura re murata wake saruni arokite Silipova. Augati amuikarie wana wade mucokie muci urona ni kuheire muno na ndaingira mbugu ireke njoye nyabura. I'm actually out of data. Digwikirite data ya guthi over an hour. Na nigwabete kuriganirwo the time I had scheduled. Let me pick Nyambura, and then we'll go home, and then maybe we'll talk about how now to talk about your likes, the things you like. The things you like represent the things you like represent the things you have never experienced in another way, shape, or form. So you like those things. So you become attracted to those things because those are new lights, and spirits like new things, learning, expanding. So what do you like? I'm saying so. Go about here. How? Yabegire nyabura tumugire saruni alafu nigetha tucokererie twanjie maundu mangi undu ti umwe. Ukuyu kwina urugari muno, gikuyu kwina urugari muno. Ona kwina riwa. Very hot in Gikuyu. You know what I'm saying? Very hot. People are in their t-shirts. Okay, Nyabura. No, namba ya shiro. Neo, namba ya shiro. Simengojea friend yako sana. Twende sasa. Nuwa magurira thuiti. Ndari ya thuiti. Ukuambia uku you took advantage. Ginya maito wanyu ni ahura thimu ni ari gukuri ori. Gatuigwa maito arauga atia. Kana twambe tutigane na maito wao. Tuthie ni akuigania ka riu no arire wiki ngima. Ni oi. Agu ni gukorwa amiohete riu. Too much sugar. Too much sugar. Let's go Nyambura. Ambia Shiro bye. Bye.